Hello friends, it's me, Shin, and today I'm coming to you from the Luxor, Las Vegas, where I'm coming down to their buffet. I can't believe we're losing another buffet here in Las Vegas. It's a very sad event, so come with me so we can dine here at the Luxor buffet one last time. All right, everyone, and here I am seated at the Luxor buffet. It's so sad to think that this place is going to be closing in just a handful of days. Despite its reputation for mediocre food, I actually really love the decor in here. I believe this is the last remaining themed buffet in one of the last remaining themed hotels. I loved themed hotels, and so losing the Luxor buffet does sting quite a bit. It also kind of means that the way of the buffet is leaving Las Vegas, which is kind of a travesty. This is the all-you-can-eat capital of the world. But after the Luxor buffet closes, we're going to be down to just 8 buffets on the Las Vegas Strip, when we used to have more than 45. But as they say, out with the old and in with the new, I'm genuinely curious as to what they're going to be putting into the space sometime in the future. I guess we'll find out. Now, speaking of in with the new, obviously you're watching this on my brand new channel, Slice of Shin. For all of you that are new here, hello, my name is Shin, and I am a YouTuber here in Las Vegas on a quest to vlog every restaurant on both the Strip as well as downtown. By the time you're watching this, I'm probably about 180-ish or so in, and it's been a really fun trip so far. However, in 3 years of making videos, I think I've really honed in and I've kind of been able to lock in what I want my restaurant vlogs to be. And so what I decided to do with this second channel is really spread my video producing wings, kind of work a little bit more on my storytelling. And I want to start capturing events and doing vlogs. It's not only something that I want to share with you all, but something I want to be able to look back on my own life and remember that I wasn't just a giant couch potato like I was in the first half of my existence. Now on this channel, I will still be focusing heavily on food. I'm going to be checking out a lot of local eateries here in Las Vegas, as well as eateries throughout the entire world if I can. And those food vlogs will come much more regularly as opposed to the larger event-driven vlogs, which will come effectively when they're ready. One of the first event vlogs that I know I'll be making is going to be a cruise video. I'm going on a cruise this coming weekend, embarking out of the Los Angeles port. Really looking forward to that. About a month from now, I'm going to be going to WrestleMania. A week after that, I'm going to be going to the Level Up Expo. Just so many different things that I'm going to be doing this year that I want to share with you all. Also, let me know in the comments what you would like to see from this lifestyle and vlog channel. I'm pretty much an open book when it comes to what I'm going to put on this one. Now, I actually don't have all that much time today. I got to wrap up this breakfast video so I can run over my day job. So I'm going to hit the buffet line. I'll see you a little bit with my first plate. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. All right, everyone, now I'm back with my first plate. With my first plate, I decided to try a few items I just don't recall the last time I was here. Let me give it a view. Now, I do not remember them having tomato soup and grilled cheese or hot dogs, so I had to try these. But I also got a made-to-order omelet as well as a biscuit and gravy. I'm actually pretty hungry this morning, so let's give this a try. First off, the grilled cheese and tomato soup. A very comforting recipe that I definitely enjoy, and I do not recall them having this the last time I was here. We'll give the sandwich a dip, and we give it a taste. Yeah, not bad. Now for a buffet offering, this is actually pretty decent. The bread on the grilled cheese is incredibly buttery. They've absolutely bathed this bread in butter, so it's quite heavy and very rich. Despite the fact that it did look like it's been out on the buffet line for a while, there was still a little bit of a crisp to that bread as well. A nice toast job here, but more surprisingly, the actual bread itself has a relatively decent chew. Now they have something like a 3-cheese blend in the center, and there's a poignant saltiness coming from it. However, given the time that it's spent on the buffet line, it has congealed into something a bit more like a solid block, so that unfortunately isn't all that great. The tomato soup is just okay. It's relatively pedestrian. It's very sweet, reminiscent of the tomato sauce that might come in something like a Chef Boyardee can, though it is seasoned decently and there are some nice garlic hints in here. The tomato soup is relatively thick and creamy though, so that's nice. You know, I'm genuinely surprised. I thought this would be a lot worse coming out of a buffet line, but honestly, it is definitely palatable. A surprising little start to my breakfast today. Next up, I'm going to go in on the hot dog. I do not recall them having hot dogs here the last time I came, and I am a huge hot dog fan. I'm a ketchup, mustard, and relish kind of dude. Let's see how it tastes. Oh, you know, it's pretty good. A pretty standard hot dog here. Just a hint of crisp when it comes to the casing of this hot dog. I was actually expecting it to be pretty mushy, so that was appreciated. It's relatively meaty in the center also, and you are talking about an all-beef frank here. It's been seasoned well, it does have some good flavor. You have a pretty standard hot dog bun here. and it's on the buffet line to be taken out wholly unaltered from the packaging. And while it's still relatively soft and has a decent neutral flavor, I definitely want just a little bit more from that bread. Some toast on it would be nice, or even if it was steamed so it'd be a little bit softer, just something texturally would go a long way here. Ketchup, mustard, and relish is a classic combination for me, although I've actually had a lot of people in the comments saying they hate ketchup on their hot dogs. I would love to know why. A pretty standard hot dog here, and I'm a hot dog fan, so that goes well for me. Next up, biscuits and gravy. Now this I do know they had the last time, and I think I remember enjoying this. Gosh, it's been so long since I've been here, but we'll give it a taste. Let's see how it is. You know, I can't say I'm the biggest fan of that one. It looks like a biscuits and gravy. It kind of tastes like a biscuits and gravy, but it's missing all the hallmark features that make it a really great biscuits and gravy. Starting with the biscuit itself, while it is soft, it's not really flaky, which likely means that the temperature of the butter wasn't all that cold when they were mixing this together. The biscuits also lack a certain richness that you're expecting. Maybe they just didn't put enough butter in the recipe in general. As mentioned though, the biscuit is still relatively soft. It's not hard or stale, but it definitely has a bit of a dense chew to it. It's not enjoyable for me. Now I know this exact gravy, it comes in powder form from a bag. You mix water with it and heat it up, and you get a decent country gravy flavor. It does taste a little bit artificial, and it's a bit more pasty than it is creamy. I do think they added a little bit of additional black pepper of their own though. That gives it a bit of a peppery kick, and that's nice. But in general, I'd say these are relatively mid, not all that great. Don't think I'll be missing those biscuits and gravy. Now the last recipe to try from this first plate is going to be the omelet. Now this was a made-to-order omelet. I have onions, mushrooms, bacon, and ham in here, as well as some cheddar cheese. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, it's good. This is a perfectly fine buffet omelet. The onions provide a little bit of bite. I think personally I would prefer them to be cooked a little bit longer to bring out some of their nuttier, sweeter, caramelized flavors, but perfectly acceptable in their current form. Nice little earthiness coming from the mushrooms, and some savory saltiness coming from both the bacon as well as the ham. I probably could have just gone with one or the other, to be honest with you, although maybe a little bit more of a smoky flavor from that bacon, but they're both doing about the same job. They are using gold liquid eggs, and I've probably had about 1,000 omelets made with them. You probably can't tell right off the bat, but there's just a little bit less of a fluffiness when it comes to the texture, but honestly the omelet has a nice richness to it, and it tastes great. And it's all accented by some cheddar cheese, which is nice. A perfectly fine breakfast omelet there. Now this coming weekend, I'm going to be going on a cruise, a week-long cruise. It's been a really long time since I've been on vacation. Now what's cool about this, it's actually a free cruise that I got from Station Casinos with the amount of gambling that I did last year. I am going to be tacking on the Princess Premier package, which allows me unlimited alcoholic drinks every day, as well as unlimited access to all of the restaurants. So that's going to be really cool. I'll be sure to include all of that on video. But I am really curious, for those of you who have been on a lot of Princess cruises, what are some things I need to check out on the ship? I'm really looking forward to this vacation. Now there are 3 times that we dock, once in San Francisco for 2 days, once in San Diego for about a day, and then another time in Ensenada for about a day as well. Now I am really curious. Let me know in the comments if there's any sites or restaurants you think I definitely need to check out while I'm in San Francisco, San Diego, or Ensenada, and I'll see if I can add them to my itinerary. I know I already want to see if I can make it to the House of Prime Rib. I don't think they have any reservations, so I'm going to try and do a walk, and hopefully I can. I'm actually really looking forward to making this cruise vlog, and let me know in the comments below what you would like to get out of a cruise vlog, what kind of information you would like, what you think I should do, and the sites I should see. I'm just really looking forward to creating a great memory for myself as well as you all. All right, I'm going to continue working on this first plate, and then we'll go for plate number 2. Don't go around, I'll be right back. Alright everyone, now I'm back with my second plate. With my second plate, I decided to go in on a lot of options I recall being pretty good. Let me give a review. When I last came to the Luxor buffet, I recall their Mexican food was their best offering, so I got a taco here, as well as some chorizo eggs, chips with both nacho cheese and queso blanco, and a pepperoni pizza. Time to give this all a try. I'm going to start off this round with the nacho chips. Specifically, the chips with the nacho cheese, and effectively this was my go-to snack in the afternoons as a child. Let's give it a try here at the Luxor buffet. Yeah, not bad. Oh yeah, this is taking me right back to my childhood. Ever so slightly stale tortilla chips here. They lack a certain fresh crisp to them, and I would say the corn flavors are pretty muted also. But they have just enough crisp to be acceptable. They're playing a very dangerous game here. The cheese sauce is fine. It does have a fudgy-like texture. Very thick, ever so slightly spicy. If you're not looking for anything fancy, these are going to do the job just fine. I mean, it's nachos and chips. Next up, I'll try the chips with the queso blanco. Just by noticing a single strand of bell pepper in this sauce, I'm pretty sure this is going to taste 1,000 times better than the nacho cheese from a can. But we won't know till we try. Let's give it a shot. I'd say that's just okay. Again, the chips aren't doing any favors, just being ever so slightly stale today. But given that they're gonna be closing here in a handful of days, why not just get rid of all the chips, right? Now, the queso blanco is much more mild in flavor than the nacho cheese sauce. There's a much more warm heat to it, just a little bit of additional spice, but it is lacking a certain salinity that's making me want to go back to the nacho cheese. It's also a little bit more watery in terms of consistency. That nacho cheese sauce was thick. I guess looks can be deceiving. I think between the two, I'd go with the nacho cheese. It's not bad, I just think the nacho cheese is objectively better in my book. Next up, chorizo and eggs. Now, while the sign said chorizo and eggs, visually, these kind of look just like crumbled up normal breakfast sausage, but we'll give it a taste anyhow. Let's see how it is. I'd say those are just okay. Now, I guess looks can be deceiving. There definitely was more of a chorizo sausage than a standard breakfast sausage. There was just a little bit of a smoky spice to that, although I wouldn't say all that much. A bit of a crumbly texture to that sausage also. I wouldn't say it was all that satisfying to bite into. Now, unfortunately, I think I got to these at a bad time. The eggs are relatively dehydrated and dense in the bite. It's lacking moisture and just an overall fluffy quality. It's just not that great. These eggs themselves could probably use some butter or some additional seasoning because the flavor of the chorizo is relatively faint here. This is definitely not my favorite recipe of the day. This is just another data point as to why I always like to go to the omelet station for my eggs as opposed to finding some of the pre-made stuff on the buffet line. Next up, I'm going in on the taco. Now, this is a shredded chicken taco with black beans, rice, sour cream, and salsa. And I can always go for a good taco. Let's see how this is. Oh yeah, that's good. Now, this was easily the best bite I took today. There's probably more flavor in this taco than the rest of the plate combined. The taco shell was nice and crunchy, which is always a good sign. The shredded chicken that they're offering for the tacos today are very tasty. They're soft and tender with a nice smoky seasoning blend. The spices delivering the majority of that flavor are the cumin, the chili powder, as well as the smoked paprika. This is a good chicken in the recipe. The black beans are fork tender and offer an earthy flavor to the bite, and the rice is nicely cooked, although I can't say I can distinguish the flavor in the rest of the taco. I did enjoy having some cooling flavors as well as the richness from that sour cream, and they have something like a chipotle salsa here in the salad bar that I used on this taco, and it does have some great flavors. It's spicy, decent amount of kick, with a nice garlicky roasted chipotle flavor. I do like the salsa here a lot, and all of the elements of that taco come together well. Again, easily my favorite bite of the day so far. That was good. And the last bite that I'm going to be trying from the second plate is going to be the pepperoni pizza. I recall the last time I tried their breakfast pizza, I really didn't like it, but a pepperoni pizza is always pretty straightforward. Let's see how it is. I'd say that's just okay. Now, this is definitively better than the breakfast pizza I tried the last time, but otherwise I'd say it's a pretty mid pepperoni pizza. The crust is not only undercooked, it's also underdeveloped. There's a bit of a raw yeasty flavor to it, and I would personally prefer a lot more of a toasty underbottom. The crust texture just leaves a lot to be desired. It's far too soft in my book. The tomato sauce is okay. It could stand to be cooked down a little bit more. It is a bit on the sweet side, but all of the other elements are fine. It's seasoned well. You can taste the garlic and oregano. This is still a passable pizza sauce. The cheese is hard and congealed, but it does provide a bit of a mild flavor and some saltiness. But the pepperoni here tastes good. Just a slight crisp on it, a nice salty, slightly spicy pepperoni. Yeah, that was fine. It's just the rest of the pizza that needs some work, but I suppose after a few days, we're never gonna get to try this pizza again. All right, my friends, so that's everything from the second plate. And another topic I kind of wanted to just yap about a little bit is the fact that about a month from now, I'm going to be going to my very first WrestleMania. Now, this is a huge bucket list item for me. I used to watch a lot of wrestling entertainment as a child. I think I kind of stopped around the Attitude Era, maybe the early 2000s, right around the height of popularity with Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was the era that I really loved a lot of wrestling. Now, I haven't actually watched a lot since, but when I confirmed that I will be going to WrestleMania this year, I started to pick it back up, especially now that Raw is on Netflix. I'm becoming so much more invested in the storylines. I'm really looking forward to Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Don't know if I'm really looking forward to Gunther versus Jey Uso all that much. Let me know in the comments below what you think of that. I was a little bit perplexed when he won the Royal Rumble, but hopefully they put on a good show. As of the filming of this video, I'm not sure who Bianca Belair is going to be taking on for the women's title between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, but I'm pretty sure that match is going to be phenomenal. And the triple threat between Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins, I'm pretty sure is going to be an awesome match. Because it's been so long since I've done anything like this, I decided to make a huge week out of it. I'm going to be going to Stand and Deliver by NXT. I'm going to be going to the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. Let's see, I might be going to SmackDown. I don't know. I might have plans that night already, but effectively, I'm gonna try and do as much as possible. And of course, I'm gonna show you a lot of food along the way too. Let me know in the comments below if you're a fan of wrestling and what you would like to see in a WrestleMania vlog, just because this is gonna be the first time I'm doing anything like this, potentially the only time I'm doing anything like this, so I got one shot to make this right. Just as much input and feedback as you can give me, I'd be happy to use. All right, everyone, I think that's gonna do it for my second plate, as well as this video. I actually gotta run off to my day job, and so I've got a lot to do today. I hope you enjoyed the secondary channel of mine. I'm still gonna be focusing on a lot of food, but I will be documenting a lot of the events that I attend because I wanna relive these memories sometime in the future. All right, my friends, now I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna be posting on this channel regularly, but irregularly. I don't really have a schedule, so make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any videos, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.